Hello everyone, welcome to Study Guide Forum. Let's quickly go down to the question we have for today. The question has to do with elevation, and the second one has to do with bearing. So let's look at the question. Meanwhile, this question will be in the description section of this very video you're looking at. So you can always read through it and find out exactly what we are doing. So, but meanwhile, at the moment, I'll be solving the question as you go through the question in the description column of this very video. So if you are joining us for the first time, we encourage you to subscribe to us, and then leave your comments in the comment section there. So let's continue. It said that the boy's height is what? 1.6 meter, and the building, this is my building, the building in question, not my own anyway. My building cannot be like this, not my building. So that elevation of this building is 40 meters away from the boy, and the angle of elevation from the top is what? So now the next thing we do is that find the height of the building correct to one decimal place. So now if you look at this, you find out that 1.6 already is taken by the boy. That means here is also 1.6. And then from this boy to this building, we have 40 meter. So we need to complete this one. We need this one. What is this thing going? What is this one? We can call it. What can we call it? We call it x. So if we call it s, we need to find this one in order to make up to the height of the board, which is 1.6 meter, in order to get the height of the building. So now, looking at this, we have this happen to be the opposite. This one is adjacent. So what we're going to use here is what? Opposite over adjacent. That means to say we are using tan. Equal to opposite, which is x, over what? Adjacent, which is 40. If you cross multiply, what we have here will be x equal to 40 and 42 degree. So by so doing, let's quickly do that with calculator. We have a tan 42 times 40. So what we have is is equal to 36.0 meter. So what next are we going to do? We have the height here. This is the x. So to find the height of the building will be this plus that. That is x plus 1.6. That will give us, and we know that x is what? 36.0 plus what? 1.6. So what we have will be equal to 37.6 meter. Since they say we should leave it in a one decimal place, so that is what we have here. Thank you so much. So let's go over to the next question that we have there, that has to do with bearing. The one that has to do with bearing. All right, let's continue. The next one said that the cyclist travels what? 10 kilometers from a town X. Assuming that we have the town to be, this is the town. The town X is this one. And so it traveled on a bearing of 0.46 degree. 0.46 degree, that is to say, something that will move from here down to that end, we have 0.46 degree, 46 degree, then, and then 10 kilometer, 10 kilometer, that's 10 kilometer, and then he said then travels 30 kilometers on a bearing of 120. Okay, this one is town Y. From here, it said that to a town Y, this is town Y, then on a bearing of 120 to another town, which is Z. So we have here is already 90, 120 should be somewhere around here. Move down again. This other one is how many distance? Distance is 30 kilogram. So the next one is okay. I think we are done. To another town which is called what? Z. This is a town. And they said, how far is Z from X? That means we are talking about this place now. This from here to that end. So that is what we're looking at now. So now let's quickly do the work together. Here we have 46, which is now alternate to this other one. We have 46 here too, alternate. And here we have angle here is 120 degree. 120 degree. The remaining one here should be 160. So when we join it together, what we have will be this will give us 6. This other one will give us 6. This one will give us 6 plus that will give us 106. 106, that is what we have there. So the next thing we are going to do now is to find this distance. What are we going to call it? We call it y. You can say small y. So to get that thing, we are going to use, in this case, we are going to use cosine rule, which says that this our small y will be squared. If our small y is squared, it means that this our z is also squared plus our x, which is also squared, minus 2zx cos theta. So what we have here is that the z squared, which is 10, will have 100. And then the x squared, which will give us 900. Then we have everything here multiplying each other. That is 2 times 10, 10, yes, times 30 cos 106 degree. So the next thing we are going to do, this adding up, we have 1000. This multiplying, we have our 600 cos 'Actually in the no, at x and sine. Now in the second quadrant, cos is what? Negative. So we will need to apply the rule here. Now I just remembered. We need to apply that rule, which means this one should have a negative sign inside it, to have a negative sign. And then when we subtract this from 180, we'll look for, that is if you're using table. If you're using log table or cosine table, then you can apply this. And then with calculator, you can also get it in a negative form. That means we look for this directly in the calculator. We find out that it will give us exactly that. That is what we have. What we have here will be 0. So when these two multiply, when they multiply, the number, the sign will change. When they multiply each other, times 600, that will give us, it will give us plus 16 165.38 plus, so we add it up together. If we add it up together, what we have will be, let's quickly do it fast. If we add it up together, we'll have 1 equal to, we are looking for the small y, which is this. So now we have this. The next thing we are going to do to get the value of y, to get the value of this y in question, to get the value of this y in question, what we do here is square it. So our y will then be, we have 38 points. So the question says we'll make it to the nearest kilometer. To the nearest kilometer, what we have will then be equal to, that's the last one for today. Thank you so much for being part of the class. We encourage you to subscribe if you have not subscribed. Like, if you have a question, you can leave your question as a comment. Thank you once again.